Imagine a massive landmass in the middle of the North Sea connecting Britain to mainland Europe. Now, imagine it playing a pivotal role in World War II. Sounds wild, right? Welcome to the fascinating alternate history of Doggerland. Doggerland isn't just the stuff of imagination, it was real. Submerged under the North Sea thousands of years ago, it's often called Europe's Atlantis. But what if it had survived? How might this lost land have changed the course of World War II? Let's dive in. First, let's set the stage. Doggerland was a sprawling plain that connected Britain to mainland Europe during the last ice age. Think rolling hills, rivers, and enough woolly mammoths to make your local zoo jealous. Around 8,000 years ago, rising sea levels caused by melting glaciers submerged Doggerland, turning it into the seabed we know today. But in this alternate timeline, let's say Doggerland didn't sink. Instead, it remained above water, a bustling bridge between Britain and Europe. If Doggerland had survived, it would have been a game changer in World War II. Why? Location, location, location. Forget the perilous English Channel crossings. Doggerland would have provided an overland route, making Britain far more vulnerable to invasion. Hitler's Operation Sea Lion, the planned invasion of Britain, might have been a walk in the park instead of a logistical nightmare. On the flip side, the Allies would have had easier access to Europe for launching offensives. D-Day might have taken place in Doggerland's fields rather than Normandy's beaches. Imagine tanks rolling across ancient mammoth trails. Doggerland's strategic position in the North Sea would have made it a hotspot for naval bases and airfields. Whoever controlled Doggerland would have had a dominant edge in controlling the skies and seas. But it's not just about battles and bases. If Doggerland had remained habitable, it would have had its own culture, people, and politics. Would it have aligned with Britain? Germany? Maybe even declared itself neutral? A North Sea version of Switzerland? Neutrality might have made Doggerland a staging ground for spies and resistance networks, a hotbed of intrigue straight out of a James Bond movie. Let's not forget the landscape itself. Doggerland wasn't just flat land, it had rivers, wetlands, and forests. Controlling it during wartime would have been tricky. Think swampy terrain, perfect for guerrilla warfare and ambushes. And what about the sea? Doggerland's low-lying areas would have been prone to flooding. The war might have included battles against both enemy forces and Mother Nature herself. Now here's a twist. What if Doggerland wasn't just a passive battleground but an active player in the war? Picture a Doggerland nation with its own army, economy, and alliances. Would it have leaned towards the Allies, becoming a fortress against Nazi Germany? Or might it have been occupied early on, adding another layer of complexity to the war? Let's fast forward. The war ends. What happens to Doggerland? Its strategic importance might have made it a hot topic in post-war negotiations. Would it be divided like Germany, occupied like Japan, or rebuilt as a hub of peace and cooperation, perhaps the headquarters of an alternate United Nations? Doggerland's existence could have reshaped the entire political landscape of post-war Europe. Back in reality, Doggerland may be underwater, but its story isn't entirely lost. Archaeologists have uncovered tools, bones, and artifacts, giving us glimpses into its prehistoric past. And while it didn't play a role in World War II, imagining its survival offers a fascinating lens into how geography shapes history. Doggerland's story reminds us that even lost lands can spark incredible what-ifs. So, what do you think? Would Doggerland have tipped the scales in World War II? Let me know in the comments. And hey, don't let this history sink. Just like Doggerland, smash that subscribe button, hit like, and stick around for more alternate histories and untold stories. See you next time.